Okay, so we want to start off by welcoming everyone to the New Student and Family Programs New Student Leader Information Session. My name is Catherine Long. I'm the Orientation Fellow for the office. I'm a senior from Summerfield, North Carolina, majoring in business. And I'll pass it over to Josh to introduce himself.
Hi, thank you and welcome. As Catherine said, my name is Josh Howard, and I am a senior from Asheville, North Carolina, and I am the office's THB co-chair and transitions fellow. So to start this info session about our student leaders positions, we would like to introduce our office's mission. So our office, New Student and Family Programs, is all about providing new undergraduate students, whether they're transfer students, veterans, international students, or students coming straight from high school, the opportunity and information they need to transition smoothly into the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. And to do so, we like to promote through our programming ongoing relationships between every part of the Carolina family, whether it's the students and the families. And overall, our programming is oriented towards helping students succeed at Carolina.
Yeah, so some of our core values for this office include learning, student success, inclusivity, collaboration, communication, and leadership. And I would say that all of these core values are extremely woven into all of the teams that we have within our office. So we're always giving students the opportunity to learn based on their academic experiences and to share that information with other students. We support student success through their transition to Carolina, whether that's from orientation when they first come into the university, or through the week of welcome when they are moving onto campus and kind of getting accustomed to the different opportunities that we have available there. Inclusivity, that's something that we stress throughout our training. So we have a lot of inclusive language training that goes on in the spring for all of our teams. And that's something that we encourage students to practice and develop throughout their time with the office and beyond. Collaboration, so that's working with others on a team, and in addition to that, external partners, including people within different departments and faculty and staff, as well as our professional staff within the office. We talk a lot about communication and how we can get information across to students either directly in person or virtually as we are now. And then sometimes that comes across in the form of different social media materials that we might share, emails that we might send out to our incoming students, and just different ways that we can communicate with each other on teams as well. In terms of leadership, that's something that is very important in all of the positions that we have in our office. We encourage people to speak up when they feel comfortable and to kind of learn from each other. But we also appreciate the quiet forms of leadership that students might practice as well.
Now, on to the services that our office provides. So, perhaps one of our biggest programs is New Student and Family Orientation. This is a summer-long program that is for new students and their families to come to Carolina, whether virtually or in person, and be introduced to all the resources and opportunities that students have at our university. Another big program we have is Weeks of Welcome, which happens on the first 2 weeks that students are on campus during the fall semester. It is a series of over 100 programs that help students learn more about campus and meet other new Tar Heels. Another big event is Convocation. It is a huge ceremony where the chancellor speaks, a guest speaker speaks, and they get to have a class-wide introduction to the university, and they get introduced to Carolina traditions. Of course, throughout the fall, we have Tar Heel Beginnings events, which are events like game nights, trivia nights, and other events like diversity fairs and open houses that help students get more involved on campus throughout their fall semester. Carolina Family Weekend happens on the 6th week of the fall semester, and it lets Carolina families come and see their students, watch a football game, and do all sorts of activities to be involved on Carolina's campus. And then we also offer transfer student programs such as Tar Heel transfers and the Tau Sigma National Honor Society. So as you can see, we provide services for all types of students, no matter what part of their Carolina journey they are at.
What is an NSFP student leader? We're glad that you asked. So we're going to start off by talking about what an orientation leader is. So many of you are probably familiar with this position. We welcome the incoming first year and transfer students and their family members to the Carolina community. So this past summer, that was done in a virtual setting. Typically, that is an in-person 2-day session where we have students come and participate in different small groups with an orientation leader leading those small group sessions. And then we have different campus partners present so that students can learn more about the resources that we have here on campus. The orientation leaders communicate information regarding the university resources and services. A lot of that is done during orientation, but is also extended into the fall semester and beyond. Orientation leaders send monthly emails to students once they get to campus, and then we encourage them to stay in contact with their students so they can assist in whatever way possible. A lot of times that comes through registration for classes or just finding different organizations to get involved in as well. Orientation leaders assist new students in connecting with peers, faculty, and staff. So that comes across, like I mentioned, throughout the session where we try to connect students with each other, but also in the form of sharing those resources with students and finding ways for them to connect with staff if they would like to. And then help communicate the expectations for living and learning in our diverse Carolina community. And this is something that we encourage our student leaders to practice and share throughout all their positions in the office.
So what is the Tar Heel Beginnings Board, or THB Board? Well, it is the group in our office that organizes and creates the Weeks of Welcome programming and Tar Heel Beginning events throughout the fall semester. How we do this is by collaborating with other offices and departments and student organizations on campus to put on events that are targeted towards new first-year students, transfer students, and all Carolina students as they transition back onto campus during the fall semester. So what do we do for our board members in our office? Well, we provide key leadership and planning skills through event organizing and by facilitating events. We also provide training in coordinating with other offices, and we all do this through the implementation of large-scale events, programs, and we also provide a safe and welcoming environment for all new students at Carolina.
All right, so some of the participation requirements for new student leaders within the Office of New Student and Family Programs and within the university overall is to maintain a 2.5 cumulative GPA, and you must be a full-time undergraduate student. Good disciplinary standing, so just upholding and abiding by the university policies and regulations, and then attending all the training activities and dates as outlined. This is something that we are currently still working on adjusting based on the current situation, but we will get those out to you all as soon as we have them available.
And what do we look for in applicants for our new student leader positions? Well, first, we want you to possess a positive attitude and enthusiasm for Carolina. And most of all, we want you to have a willingness to gain knowledge about the universities, its resources, and all the things that it has for new students so that you can share that information with students as they come into Carolina. We also want you to demonstrate respect for the diverse Carolina community and exhibit a desire to work well with others and with a diverse group of student leaders, so the OL team or the Tar Heel Beginnings Board. And also be able to work with staff, faculty, administrators, new students, and new family members as they come to Carolina. And also, we want you to exhibit good teamwork skills, communication, and interpersonal skills.
All right, so some more things that we look for in our applicants is the ability to problem solve, take initiative, and manage conflict. This is something that you will receive a lot of training on as well throughout your position, so don't worry too much about that. Exhibiting leadership potential, professionalism, a strong work ethic, and willingness to act responsibly is very important in all the positions that we have We want you all to grow both personally and professionally. So that's something that we want you to be willing to do when you come into these roles. And then I think most importantly is being your authentic self in the process. There is no one model of a good student leader, and there's not one particular personality type or person that we look for when recruiting or doing team selection. So we really encourage you to bring your whole self and your true personality to whatever role that you're applying to.
So what exactly can you gain from a position in our office? Well, first, you can gain critical thinking skills, seeing the big picture and being analytical in your role as you facilitate orientation or organize Tar Heel beginning events. Communication, getting your point across effectively, communicating well with your team, and valuing listening and actively listening to your teammates and being productive in your communication. Self-motivation, showing a willingness to take initiative, being the leader on your team, and helping people in every way possible. And visionary qualities, brainstorming, looking to future, and setting goals.
So some more things that you can gain in this position are proficiency with information. So just learning how to be a little bit more resourceful, which is helpful both for you as a student, but also the connections that you make with other students, so that you can connect them with different resources and opportunities on campus. Appreciation of difference is something that we value a lot in our office. So understanding and showing an interest in other cultures and getting to know and work with a diverse group of people. Teamwork, that's something that you will get to experience both on the Tar Heel Beginnings Board and as an orientation leader on your teams. So just working with each other to work towards that common goal of making sure students feel welcome and comfortable at Carolina. And then a lifetime of friends and memories. This one I can't stress enough. I've gained so many different friendships and had so many memories in all the positions that I've held in this office, and they truly have transformed my Carolina experience.
So in the end, why should you apply to one of our office's positions for new student leaders? Well, the reason I tell every applicant is that it is the best way to combine personal development with professional development. So in your role, you will have the incredible task of welcoming new students to Carolina, and it will be a fulfilling and rewarding task, and you will get to do it throughout the whole year, and you get to along the way build these incredible lifelong bonds with your teammates and other people in the office. And while you do that, you will learn how to communicate effectively, work on a team, critically think, and do all these other types of skills that you will develop in your role. And I can't think of any other position at Carolina that lets you do things such as having such a fulfilling purpose on this campus while having such incredible professional development opportunities.
Yeah, I think Josh touched on a lot of the most important aspects of this. I would say the personal and professional development, like he said, are two things that I've really gained from this position. I think becoming a member of a team and working very closely with that team. And so you learn a lot about your own leadership style and also how to work with people who are very different from you. And that's something that is going to be applicable in any setting that you or any role that you take beyond this office. I think another thing is that this office really looks for students who have the opportunity to grow. And I've really seen a lot of personal growth in myself since the start of my first year when I first began working here to now my senior year. And I would echo what Josh said too about this being truly a transformative and impactful experience. I think working with this office has really defined my time at Carolina, and I really couldn't imagine going through my college journey without being a part of the office. So in terms of the timeline, we have the application available and live right now, and it's due Monday, October 26th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. The application is online, and we encourage you all to apply for both the Tar Heel Beginnings Board and Orientation Leader. You have the opportunity to check multiple boxes on that application. So we really encourage you, if you're interested in both, to definitely apply to both. and we will try to see where you might fit best on those teams. If extended an invitation, we will have the group interview process in the month of November, and then we will give specific dates on that later. And the same with pair interviews. If you're extended an invitation, we will have those in December. So we'll give you a little bit of that break during the finals season where we won't have anything going on in terms of an interview, but we will have that December pair interview to look forward to if you are extended that invitation. Keep in mind that throughout this entire process, all of it is virtual for the safety of our students and staff. And then we will have those decisions released to you all by email in early December, whether or not you are part of one of our teams.
So thank you for listening to our info session. We highly encourage that you apply if you are interested in working with new students as they come to Carolina during their first semester. We look forward to reading your application. As you can see, there is the link to our application, and also keep in mind the application closes Monday, October 26th at midnight. And I will pass the mic back to Catherine for any final words.
Yeah, so like Josh said, we really hope that you all take the time to apply. Even if you're not exactly sure about the position, I think this is a really good opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about the university and to learn more about yourself. We also encourage you all to go onto our website to read a little bit more in the job descriptions about each of the positions, and feel free to reach out to our office if you have any additional questions. Thank you all for listening today.